That's Wedge waving goodbye to me with the shuttle driver, and I am getting ready to start at PA 225. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I imagine there are going to be a lot of people on the trail. So it's a beautiful morning. It is 7:46. Got a little bit of a late start. I shared a shuttle with Wedge, and so we split the cost. It is 55 degrees. So here we go. This is the trail this morning. These big boulders aren't too hard to go over unless they move. The little fruits under the May apple plants are getting bigger, and they're turning color. They were kind of a pale yellow, now they're turning green. Just a few minutes ago, sorry, I can't look at the camera, rocks. I passed by two hikers that are local to the area, and again, this is Memorial Day weekend, so they were out for just a, weekend trip, and they were hiking towards me, and I noticed they had something in their hand, and I started laughing on the inside. I didn't show it on the outside. They were at 8 o'clock in the morning carrying big tall cans of beer, drinking them for breakfast. I was like, okay, well, whatever floats your boat. But they were very sweet, and they wanted to know all about thru-hiking and asked a lot of questions. They were pretty interesting fellows. And then I ran into a young man that had about 6 ounces of water, and he said, I don't know where water is. And I said, are you a thru-hiker? And he said, no, I'm just out for the weekend. And I said, well, hold on just a minute. So I pulled up my eyeballs guide and looked at it, and I said, there's not any water for 6 miles, and no springs or anything that are indicated on here, and it seems to be pretty dry in this area. They haven't had rain, and so this is the Susquehanna River. The funny thing about this river is they have a Statue of Liberty right smack dab in the middle of the river. Yes, I'm not kidding you. It's a Statue of Liberty. It's huge, and it has a pink sash on it to represent awareness for breast cancer. My driver told me that there was one there. I said, there is not. Quit messing with me. And he said, there is. Look. And I said, I don't see it. He said, look again. And sure enough, it was there. I wish I'd been able to get a picture of it, but yep, it's down there. I thought that was pretty interesting. This is the trail, and we're going to go over all of those rocks. The trail just switches back and forth between this fairly easy path to walk on to the bigger rocks where there's just some dirt in between, to rocks, to boulders, and back to this. It's just been a switchback all day long. One of the things I noticed between yesterday and today is there is no opportunity to stealth camp here, unless you stay at a designated campsite, which they don't really have a lot of, and the shelter. Between it being populated with blowdowns and fallen trees, there's just a lot of rocks and poison ivy, so there, even if you wanted to, I just don't see how you would be able to do that. It makes it a little difficult to plan a 12 or 14 mile hike because there's no place to stay, and in a couple of sections there are no water sources or reliable water sources, so that makes it challenging as well. Tomorrow I had actually wanted to hike a 12-mile day tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to do an 8-mile day because the only other alternative is a 16-mile day. And if the path is like this, that might work out okay, but there's no way for me to know that until I get on trail. If it's as rocky as it was yesterday afternoon, 8 miles will be all I'm able to hike. It is also supposed to be 87 degrees tomorrow, so that's also going to be a slowdown in my progress for hiking. I cannot hike far distances when it is hot like that. So I don't know if you can see all along the left here, there have just been rock formations ever since I started the trail. It's like it is a boulder ridge line. We're coming up on something here. Ah, power lines. Down there. It is such a clear day. Good morning, son. Awesome day. This is such a treat, but I don't know where its mama is. Oh, there was another hiker in front of me. He was following it. Oh. Ah, there's the mama up there. I can see her. Good. Okay. She just needs to go back to her mama. You're precious little thing. Oh, fine. Appalachian Trail, Clark's Ferry Shelter to the left. We've passed that. Appalachian Trail route 322, 2.3 miles. We're heading into Duncannon. We're going further than that. Oh, that little baby deer. You know, it was following that hiker that was in front of me, and he wouldn't bend down to touch it. He kept shooing it away so it wouldn't get used to the smell of human. And I heard a snort, a loud snort, and that little deer went over by a tree and laid down. So I don't know if that was a mama telling it to, you know, lay down and protect itself or what. The trail has turned back into this. Yay! That's what I just came up. Woo! All right. I had to javelin my poles ahead of me and grab onto rock. All right, here we go. Trail goes down that way. This rock is fascinating to me. Honey, you need to explain this to me. That's the trail I just came down, and that's where I need to go up. Shelf. I haven't seen one that's that big. Wow. So I've come up to this tree. I put my trekking pole up there so you can see how big it is. It's too big for me to go over. I could do a belly button kisser, but you see that vine right there? That's poison ivy. It's been cut and it's dried, but you can still rub against that and it can still affect you. So I'm gonna have to go down here and just go around it because I am not scooting over that. This is about the 4th or 5th one of these trees that I've come across. However, none of them had poison ivy vines on them. Wowzers. Now look at my path. Woohoo! This is the best day. I love this day. Lots of lessons to be learned if you're willing to open your mind and your spirit to think and ponder and consider how might you improve, be a better person for this world, giving back to others, your community, and being a person that is filled with more peace and appreciation and gratitude. And still believing that you're fearsome, strong, brave. It hasn't lessened any of that. And I am fearsome. You know why I know that? Because Fearless told me I am. One of the things that has struck me the most over the last few days is contemplating meeting Sister Bella and Sister Josephine. Those two young ladies had effervescent spirits. They radiated Christ and His love. And when Sister Bella said, "I can give in love without having a divided heart," that was a profound moment for me. You know, you talk about unconditional love. Loving with an undivided heart. That's a lot. There are moments and there are people in our life that change us and change us forever, in a good way or a bad way. And those two women changed me in the most wonderful way, in the purest, most organic way, and they didn't even know they were doing it. And I'm grateful. Okay, what kind of trees are these? Because the forest is now full of them. Are these pawpaw trees? Very pretty. The forest is just full of them. All of a sudden, I just walked into a bunch of these trees. Pretty. Boy, this trail is nice. Yippee skippy. This is what happens when you say yippee skippy under your breath because the trail is so good. He goes, "Oh yeah? Well, let's just switch that up on you." Okay, there's a ton of road noise. Alright, it says AT that way, and then there's another sign right there that says AT that way. And you get down these steps. A little steep. Okay, I just came up from there, crossed over the railroad tracks. Here is the blaze. There's a sign that says AT that way, south. And I'm supposed to go this way. Okay, we've come up on this sign. There's the blaze right there. Gosh, that river smells so good. It smells very rivery. I know you can't see it, but out there on that little island, there are a bunch of kayakers and people walking out on that. Look at that bridge over there. That is pretty. That bridge with 3 scallops underneath it, that is what I'm walking on now to get back into Duncannon. It's a blaze. I'm coming into Perry County, Penn Township. That's for my neighbors that are from Pennsylvania. Coming off the bridge, and here's the blaze right there on that pole in front of me. This is not safe. Okay, let me put this camera up.